You weren't meant to do it all. We live in a very independent, headstrong society. And somehow we have this belief that we need to do everything by ourselves, independently, strong, all the time. And here's the thing, it can work, but you'll burn yourself out. You were not meant to do everything all the time by yourself. There's a trend going around all about recreating your 90s childhood. I love it. The nostalgia. I was a child of the 90s. I had an amazing childhood, and I want nothing more than to be able to give my kids that option of a tech-free, unplugged, come home when the streetlights turn on kind of childhood. But my children are growing up in the 2020s. They're not growing up in the 1990s, and they are very different. And I've noticed with this trend, it's easy to slip into another set of expectations. They're not always bad, and that's part of the struggle, and that's even part of the trap. They're not bad. But again, it's trying to meet a certain standard. It's making sure your kids stay off of screens and you recreate all of these beautiful memories you had as a child. You try to create them again for your children, and I love that. But our children are going to have their own set of childhood experiences that they one day are going to be nostalgic for. And we can be so busy in recreating them and giving them our childhood that we almost forget that they get to build their own childhood, and that their childhood, it's not the 90s, but it's still beautiful. I found myself at the beginning of summer, like everybody else, trying to chase this. And I realized very quickly that I was going to burn myself out. So I shifted it. I remember the thing that I loved the most from the 90s was relationships, outside time, even a little bit of screen time. But I loved the intentionality. I loved the joy. I loved the carefreeness. So I have shifted this summer to doing a joyful summer. Instead of trying to recreate a 90s childhood, I'm trying to find out what brings joy today, because those are the memories that my kids and I are going to laugh about one day when they're all grown up and when they're making memories with their own kids. So what can bring you joy today? Maybe it is throwing on the sprinkler. Maybe it's playing a round of Mario Kart. Maybe it's going fishing down at the lake. Maybe it's going for a bike ride. Maybe it's going to visit some friends. Maybe it's having an amazing nap, going for ice cream. There's so many different options and ideas out there. Do what suits you. Do what fits your heart, and ask your children. The goal with slowing down with older children in your home is to give them a voice, to give them an opinion. So ask them, when you're having breakfast, be it freshly milled bread with a homegrown egg from your chickens or over a bowl of cereals, ask your children, ask your teenagers, what would make today a really fun day? See what they say. If they have a hard time coming up with some, come up with an idea. Invite them to play a pickup game of basketball or soccer, or go for ice cream. Go for a swim down at the lake or the river. See what makes them excited. Another idea is to ask them what their favorite memory was of last summer, because those are the things that you know are memory-making materials. So ask them what their favorite memory was of last summer, and then go and do that again. Slowing down with older children is not impossible. Living up to a standard of how that's supposed to look and what you're supposed to do with that, that is really, really hard. And that will burn you out so fast. So instead of being a 90s mom, just be a mom. Just give yourself the space, the time, the mental capacity to slow yourself down, slow your children down, and just let that 90s nostalgia, let that be your childhood. This summer, create your own childhood. This school year, create your own childhood for your children. Let them have their experiences, and ask yourself and ask them what you can do to bring joy. I would love to hear it in the comments, what you decided to do today for joy, because it might be a really good idea for us to try as well.